Hey guys, recently I've been playing a lot of survival, which has been kind of fun and all. But I keep running into the problem that I don't have enough experience. So I learned and I researched this, but I also learned a couple tricks you can use. So if you're just starting out in your world, what can you do to get experience? Well, first off, a really easy way is once you get a wheat farm going. Oh, I'll put on some particles so you can actually see this. Breeding animals will give you experience. So if I switch over to game mode 1, oops, and I stop breeding these animals, you'll notice that my experience will actually go up as I breed these animals. And that can be a really easy way to do that. But now, oh, my cow ran away. Neutral mobs don't actually drop that much in the way of experience. They usually drop between 1 and 3, averaging out to 2. Whereas hostile mobs average out to 4. But depending on what difficulty you're playing, um, it can be kind of hard to grind mobs, make a mob grinder, even if you find a spawner or something. So I recommend just killing neutral mobs because they're easier to find and they like take less hits. And in the long run, they will actually give you more experience. Now, while we're waiting, another tip I'll show to you is if you're running low on coal, lava buckets are usually easy to come by because lava spawns in higher up caves, they spawn above ground occasionally, and they last the longest as a source of fuel. So you can actually start smelting things like cobblestone, and actually, if you want to smelt a lot, you can even make it more efficient by um, making a damn it. You can put a hopper above it so it will keep feeding in and it will be really efficient. So, and another thing is clay is also incredibly efficient when it comes. A clay block, mining and smelting a clay block will give you more experience. It gives you like 1.2 experience for every, because every clay block gives you 4, and each of these will give you 1.3 experience when you grab them from the smelter. So they're going to be super efficient and bricks are always a nice building material. So, moving on, onto ores you should mine. First, let's look at redstone. Redstone will give you between 1 and 5 experience, which averages out to 3. Um, coal will give you between 1 and 2. So a lot of people say mine coal. It's actually not going to be completely worth your time, and you should actually be looking for redstone in in other higher value ore blocks, and that will up your experience quite a bit. Lapis and nether quartz will give you between 2 to 5. And lapis, although it's pretty useless, you can usually find it in okay sized veins, and that will also give you a lot. But nether quartz is probably the most efficient because once you go to the nether, there's a lot of nether quartz around, and just mining it can get you super amounts of experience, super fast, and it's more common than any other above ground ore, and it gives you way more, because you can find it any place in the nether, and it gives you way more. Although emeralds only spawn 1 a piece, and like if you find one, they only spawn in an ore of 1. They give you just as much experience as diamond, which is between 3 and 7, so averaging out is 5. So mining one of these suckers is pretty much the same as killing a hostile mob. So already I'm at level 7, and if I grab these, you can already see like how like this just jumped up. Now, as for mobs, skeletons and such are and zombies are okay, but unless if you have a mob grinder, it's not gonna be very efficient. And if you're on a hard mode difficulty, you're risking your life. But blaze spawners are pretty easy to trap if you have a portal to the nether, or if you join a server where someone's already made one. So if you're just starting out, I recommend going and fighting a blaze spawner. And obviously not bringing much you can lose, but blazes give you 10 experience, and they give you twice as much experience as any other mob you can possibly ever encounter. Another point about this is instead of lava, you can actually use a blaze rod, which is super efficient in smelting. Oh, and another point I wanted to make here was if you actually start smelting either redstone or lapis lazuli, I highly don't recommend using Silk Touch on Lapis Lazuli, because each one of these is only going to give you 0.2 experience, way less than what you had before. But if you must start smelting something, smelt redstone ore, because that's going to give you 0.7 a piece. But it's just not efficient, so you just shouldn't use Silk Touch and smelt any of these, because they're super, super inefficient. So let me just grab some of these, and while we're waiting, I'm going to go to my next point. Fishing. Although fishing is annoying and no one likes doing it, it is, it has a chance of giving you, not a chance. Every time you catch a fish, you get, between 1 and 3 experience. So I don't know if I'm gonna catch a fish just doing this, because I'm just gonna see if I can do this. I'm not being the most efficient about this. Actually, I'm pretty sure there is a way to actually make a machine where you can do that without actually breaking the fishing rod. Can I rebreed these? Yeah, I'll rebreed these guys to once again get experience while I'm waiting. And these are like the just best ways to get experience. So already, and this isn't even smelted completely, and there's still some in here. Cobblestone's easy to come by. Clay's easy to come by. Clay is by far the best and most efficient deal for you to get, but cobblestone, just by mining, you can rack it up, and it's a good idea to smelt it. And actually, on top of that, I'm a personal fan of stone bricks, and that's a kind of cool building material. So that's my time, and that's just how to get experience pretty fast once you've just started on a server or a single player world. Hope you guys all learned something, and I'll see you at the next video. Have a good one. Oh, and you can break nether. You can break monster spawners.